welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Linda McNamee, in for Phil Gallagher. Local, state, and federal authorities are investigating a number of email bomb threats that have been reported across the country, including in Burlington on Thursday. The Massachusetts State Police issued a statement Thursday afternoon saying they are aware of multiple bomb threats at businesses and government buildings in the state. MSP Fusion Center tracking multiple bomb threats emailed to numerous businesses in the state, the Mass State Police tweeted. MSP Bomb Squad notified, and local departments are responding in their communities. Similar threats have been received in other states. We will share more info when available. State police add that as of this time, none of the threats have proven to be legitimate. MSP and partner agencies on federal and local levels are conducting risk assessment procedures regarding the threat and will determine appropriate responses, they tweeted. No indications of any explosive located or detonated to this point. We will continue to communicate info when available. The Burlington Police Department also said on social media that Burlington businesses were targeted by the email threats. Some businesses in town have received email bomb threats, they tweeted. This is part of a larger email campaign, and a lot of companies got them. If you receive one, don't panic. This is what we consider a very low-level threat. Just give us a call, and we will get a copy of the email from you. In the email, versions of which have been shared on social media, the sender states that a bomb has been placed within the target building and that the receiver must send money in the form of bitcoins for it not to be set off. The email threatens that if authorities are contacted or if the money is not sent by the close of business, the bomb will be set off. A Burlington man who allegedly had a desire to attack the Burlington Police Department pleaded guilty on Tuesday in federal court in Boston to illegally possessing 30 pieces of ammunition. Brendan Shields, 32, pleaded guilty to one count of being a felon in possession of ammunition, the United States Attorney Office in Boston said in a release. U.S. District Court Judge Leo T. Sorokin scheduled sentencing for March 18, 2019. According to authorities, on February 22, 2018, police received information that Shields was in possession of an Uzi bomb stock weapon and that he desired to attack the Burlington Police Department. On February 23rd, police executed a search warrant at Shields' residence, where they recovered a total of 30 pieces of ammunition, as well as an AR-15 type rifle that was determined to be a ghost gun, meaning it was made with component parts bought separately and then assembled. The rifle was loaded with 28 of the pieces of ammunition. The U.S. Attorney's Office says the firearms charge provides for a sentence of no greater than 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. Sentences are imposed by a federal district court judge based on the United States sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. One hungry resident has been getting a lot of attention this past week. A large black bear has been spotted in multiple locations in the area of 3rd Avenue and Middlesex Turnpike, including in the Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot and behind Barnes & Noble. Last Friday, he was spotted on Network Drive, and BNews director Rich Hosford has this report from the Office Park.
Burlington police were out in the area of 3rd Ave and Network Drive on Friday evening after receiving a call of a large black bear spotted in the area. They were able to get a video of the animal, but it quickly wandered away and out of sight. This was the second report of a black bear spotted this week, with one reported at Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday.
Within the last week, we've had quite a few calls about bear sightings over here in the area of 3rd Ave off of the Middlesex Turnpike. It's not common to get the bear calls, but we spoke to somebody from Mass Wildlife tonight that said that in all likelihood the bear is just using the last few days that it can to store some body fat before it goes into hibernation.
And any advice if someone sees the bear, either out and about or in their yards?
It's tempting to videotape and get close to it. My advice obviously is not to get anywhere near it. It is a wild animal. don't be have a false sense of safety with it just because it happens to be in Burlington. If someone wants to videotape it from a distance, safety obviously is of the highest concern.
At Network Drive, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Hosford.
This week, the bear was spotted again, this time behind Barnes & Noble booksellers. Police were able to capture this video of the furry local celebrity before he ducked back into the woods. Though it is interesting to see a bear in Burlington, it must be stated that this is a wild animal and should be treated as such. Mass Fish and Wildlife has some bear safety tips. First is how to avoid them from coming to your yard. Never intentionally feed bears. Remove bird feeders at night because they attract bears. Never leave trash bags out. Secure them in a container or only put trash out on the morning of pickup. Do not feed your pets outside. Do not use open compost. Clean barbecue grills and grease traps. If you see a bear in your yard, officials advise you to harass the animal by banging pots and pans, blowing a whistle, or using an air horn. If you encounter a bear, experts say to talk to it in a calm voice while backing away. Do not turn and run. If the bear attacks, fight back. The Burlington Police Department will once again take actions to ensure local businesses are not serving alcohol to minors. Chief Michael Kent said in a release that he would like to notify business owners that the department will be conducting alcohol compliance checks at all local licensed establishments in the coming weeks and months. Alcohol compliance checks are conducted throughout the calendar year, police say. The purpose of these compliance operations is to educate the licensees about the importance of complying with local and state laws and to remain vigilant in ensuring that no alcoholic beverages are sold to underage persons, the release states. The Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce held their monthly program, Women in Business, where women from local businesses discuss relevant topics. The special guest this month was Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan. BNews reporter Robert Paris was there and has this look.
Members of the BAC held a special meeting for women in the business area. This week, the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce held their monthly program, Women in Business, inside the Grandview Farm.
So today is our monthly Women in Business event for the Burlington Area Chamber of Commerce, and local business women get together and listen to relevant topics.
During the meeting, District Attorney Marion Ryan came to discuss topics related to healthcare.
So we talked a lot about the ways that our partnerships with private businesses in the community have helped us to affect some of our goals. We talked a little bit about what we've done around trauma-informed care for kids, addressing the opioid issue, some of our domestic violence initiatives. All of those pieces with really the generosity and goodwill of people in the community being willing to help us has made an enormous difference for us.
For Ryan's second term as the district attorney, she will be tackling issues that are happening around the Middlesex area and the Commonwealth.
So we're going to be doing a number of different things, one of which will be sort of living into some of the criminal justice reform. I was a supporter of those changes. As those changes are now going into effect, it's a very interesting time to be involved in criminal justice. We will, of course, continue to address the opioid issue. And we'll be moving forward with a number of our initiatives on various topics.
Finally, the organizers say we should work together as a community.
So one of the things that we really try to encourage, not only as a woman but as a chamber member, is working together and how to support each other as women and as chamber members.
Well, I hope that people understand how important it is that we all have a stake in our community. This really is a partnership, and you had a really diverse range of businesses represented here today. There's a place for everybody in helping us to make this a safer community.
From Grandview Farm, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Thank you, Robert. The Burlington Mall renovations of the Sears and Sears Automotive Center are still in the very early stages, but already a restaurant is looking to occupy one of the future spaces. According to paperwork filed with the Burlington Planning Department, an entity calling itself Cava Mezza Grill, LLC, is looking for a special permit to open a Cava Mezza Grill located in the future building being built on the former Sears Tire and Battery site. According to the application, the restaurant will occupy 2,545 square feet of the building and have seasonal outdoor patio seating. Started by 3 childhood friends, Ike Grigoropoulos, Chef Dimitri Moshovitis, and Ted Xenokristos, Cava is fast, casual Mediterranean restaurant. The Washington, D.C. based organization has expanded into the Massachusetts area in the last few years with locations in Boston, Hingham, and Dedham. Cava was born out of a desire to fuel full lives through a bold and innovative food culture rooted in the heritage of the culinary brand's founders, the restaurant's website states. The 3 first-generation Greek Americans are childhood friends who wanted to bring the authentic Mediterranean flavors and experiences of their Greek upbringing to a wider audience in a modern, accessible format. The restaurant is set to be before the planning board starting on January 17th. The annual holiday stroll was held down on 3rd Avenue this past Saturday afternoon, with fun activities and festivities held by some of 3rd Ave's favorite shops and restaurants. BNews reporter John Vias was there with BCAT Voyagers Desi Marino and Stephen Noonan to spread some holiday cheer with this report.
On a sunny Saturday, December 8th, 3rd Avenue held their annual holiday stroll, where festivities were held by all the different shops and restaurants, including some live entertainment. Here are some highlights from the event, with some Yuletide holiday cheer from BNews volunteer reporters Desi Moreno and Stephen Noonan.
So Donna, what are you doing on the holiday stroll?
So today we have 25% off all jewelry as a special, and we have delicious cookies from Wegmans, and something fun to drink, a little punch, Christmas music, and shopping.
So how has this business been on 3rd Ave?
3rd Ave has been really great to us here at Kings Burlington. We do a lot of just not holiday parties, but it's the little, parties are parties. But the greatest joy is when you get a little 4-top or, a few people in for just a holiday dinner and you can wow them, make their night. So it's been really good here for us. We love it.
We're here with the Mistletones from Songful Artists. So, how long have the Mistletones been together? Any one of you guys wants to go?
Well, in Boston, we've been here 3 years. This is the 3rd year of Songful Artists in Boston, and it's based out of New York City, and our owner and founder moved here, and so now we're bringing holiday cheer to the Boston area and 3rd Avenue.
So what are you doing for the holiday stroll?
Well, we're doing this. We're having children come in and making these wonderful Xfinity globes that they can hang from their Christmas tree. It's an ornament, and we do it every year.
So I'm here with the one and only Santa. So Santa, how was your trip to Burlington?
It was a good trip today. I come down every day,
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. The reindeer and I make a trip every single morning, and then we fly back to the North Pole at night because, I have to keep track of the elves because they're making all the presents right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I have to keep track of everything. Plus, all the requests that I get during the day, I have to bring those back and then put them on a list for the elves to make the next day.
You can catch full coverage of this year's holiday stroll right here on BCAT. From 3rd Avenue, along with Desi Moreno and Stephen Noonan, I'm John Vias, saying happy holidays from BNEWS Weekly.
Thank you, gentlemen, and happy holidays to you as well. Veterinarian Kathleen Hansen was at the Burlington Public Library to speak with pet owners about simple ways to keep their animals healthy, which issues can be treated at home, and the warning signs of more serious diseases and problems. BNews director Rich Hosford was there and has this look.
We love them and would do just about anything to protect them, and we want to make sure they live comfortable, healthy lives. Our pets, be they dogs, cats, rodents, birds, lizards, fish, or anything else. They are our companions, and we will get them what they need to keep them happy and healthy. To that end, the Burlington Public Library's Friends of the Library group held a talk on pet first aid with veterinarian Kathleen Hansen to give pet owners some basics on what to keep an eye on when it comes to pet health and how to identify what is an emergency and what can be treated at home.
I was trying to let people know which things they could treat at home versus which things really need to be treated by a professional. Examples are wounds, so small wounds you could treat at home, broken toenails you probably could treat at home. Seizures need to be seen, but as long as they stop seizuring and it's a single seizure, you can wait and see a regular practitioner in the morning. Seizures that continue more than 5 minutes need to be treated right away. Large lacerations, animals that impale themselves, animals that vomit even if you withhold food and water need to be treated.
When it comes to problems that many pet owners overreact to, Dr. Hansen said the biggest culprit is what pets leave on the ground or in litter boxes.
Probably the biggest one's diarrhea. So I get a lot of patients coming in for diarrhea. Diarrhea is inconvenient. So I think if they're waking them up in the middle of the night, there definitely are medications we could put them on. But a lot of pets, if you just did a bland diet, they wouldn't have to come in.
One of the best ways to ensure your pet is healthy is by maintaining a good environment at home and by paying attention to what they eat.
Cats, make sure there's no strings around. If your cat eats plastic, clean all that up. Food, I recommend feeding a high quality food that has been tested by a larger company. There's been some issues recently with dog food causing dilated cardiomyopathy, and they're not sure why, but it's been more the boutique grain-free diets. So I tend to recommend sticking with like Hills or Science Diet, Purina, or Royal Canin.
Dr. Hansen also recommends pet owners have a pet first aid kit handy, but not to worry about supplying more than the basics.
I tend to recommend minimal first aid kit. Styptic powder, which is a powder that will stop bleeding. I recommend tweezers, so that if they have a stick or tick on them, you can take that off. Some type of bandage material. My favorite is vet wrap, which is a slightly elastic material that you can put around. Probably antibiotic ointment. Those are probably the big things I'd put in. I mean, to me, once you start getting into needing a lot more things, you probably need professional help.
Finally, since animals can't talk and tell us what they're feeling, it is important to know certain behavioral clues to keep an eye out for that can tell you that your pet may be sick.
So cats, behavior change a lot of times is all we have to go on, because cats, most people with a dog will take the dog for a 15 or 20-minute walk every day, and they notice if the dog only walks 5 minutes. Cats, people don't do that. So cats that are hiding, that don't want to eat, that look at the food but don't eat it or won't even come, if they're hiding in a closet, hiding under a bed, that's definitely a concern. Dog behavior changes, not wanting to walk as far as they used to or getting winded more quickly, I would recommend having them looked at. Any sudden change in aggression with either dogs or cats is a concern. So if you had a very docile pet that all of a sudden is like growling at people or snapping at people, that could be pain, it could be a brain issue.
At the Burlington Public Library, I'm BNEWS Director Rich Halsford.
Thank you, Rich. If you have thoughts on how the community should maintain and use its open spaces, then the town wants to hear from you. The town of Burlington is updating its open space and recreation plan and has launched a survey to gather input from residents. The Open Space and Recreation Plan in Burlington is a working document created to help the town manage its open space. Open space includes publicly or privately owned underdeveloped lands, which are important for a variety of reasons, including conservation, recreation, agriculture, or for their scenic quality and contribution to the overall character of the town. Updating the Open Space and Recreation Plan means the town remains eligible for state funding, which can be used for land acquisition and protection. As part of the plan update, the town is seeking input from the public and says getting such feedback is an important part of the update process to understand community needs. Back in September, the town held a workshop and disseminated an online survey to ask residents about why protecting open space is important, what lands need to be protected, what type of recreation is needed most, and how existing recreation areas could be improved. It is now interested if proposed goals and objectives, as well as the 7-year action plan, will meet the needs residents expressed. To take the survey, visit burlington.org and find the link on the homepage. Comments will be accepted through December 21st. Peter Brown is out today, So we go now to Chris Flaherty, who is filling in for the weather this week's forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in Burlington.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Flaherty here, filling in for BNEWS meteorologist Peter Brown, who is out this week. We start our weather report with the almanac, which says we'll have temperatures with a high of 43 degrees. This is above the average for this date of 40 degrees, but still far from the record low of 0 in 1976. It is also nowhere near the temperatures in the past that saw a record high of 56 degrees in 1975. One final note on the almanac is that the days are still short with the sunset at 4:12 p.m. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. It looks like we'll be in for a mix of rain and shine in the week ahead. Friday and Saturday we'll have a mix of rain with temperatures in the low to upper 40s. Sunday the sun will shine for a little bit, but there still will be plenty of rain in the mix. Temperatures will be in the low 40s. On Monday and Tuesday we'll see partly sunny skies with temperatures in the lower to upper 30s. Finally, Wednesday and Thursday will bring more partly sunny skies with temperatures in the low to upper 30s. That's all for your weekly forecast. I'm Chris Flaherty saying, as my tree lighting co-host Peter Brown always does, get out and enjoy the weather.
I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your Community Calendar. Learn how to make some holiday trees. On Wednesday, December 19th at 6 p.m., a Whole Bunch Flower Market in Burlington will be having a holiday boxwood class. Come and learn how to make your own boxwood tree. Everyone is welcome. Pre-registration is required. The cost for the event is $55 per person. For more information, visit awholebunchflowermarket.com. Come by and make some holiday cards for everyone. On Thursday, December 20th at 4:30 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having some holiday card making. Get creative with some holiday greeting cards for your friends and family. Everyone is welcome and the event is free. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. Santa will be gliding his sleigh on the ice. On Saturday, December 22nd at 7 a.m., the Eastern Mass Senators will be having an event called Skate with Santa at the Burlington Ice Palace. There will also be games and a visit from Santa. Children ages 4 to 9 are welcome. For more information, call 617-823-1422. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Maddie. And hopefully we'll see Peter next week. The winter sports season is now underway, and the Red Devils have already played in some hard-fought games. We go now to Dave Corbett for this week's BNews Sports Report.
Hey everyone, I'm Dave Corbett for your weekly sports report. The winter sports season is underway here at BHS, and there are multiple teams that are off to some good starts, while others have been struggling. Let's start off with the girls' teams. The Lady Devils basketball team fell short to the Woburn Tanners on Tuesday night with the final score of 68-24. Head coach Pam McKay said the girls allowed Woburn to dictate the pace, and they could not physically stop them. She also said her team executed things too quickly, which led them to turnovers and missed shots. The Lady Devils will play again on Friday night in Wilmington against the Wildcats at 5:15 p.m., who are coming off a loss in their first game of the year against the Belmont Maradors, with the final of 62-35. This should be a great game for both teams, as it will count in their division and will determine who will move up in the league. On to the ice, the Lady Devils began their season with an 0-2 start. Their first game was an away matchup against the Acton-Boxborough Colonials. The girls came out of the match with one goal, made by sophomore and defenseman Sydney Shinopoulos. The final in that one was 5-1. During the game, the girls had a tough time maintaining possession of the puck. Head coach Marty Conley said it was important for the team to play smart hockey in the defensive zone and possess the pucks on net in the offensive zone. The second game was a close one, and though the girls scored in the final seconds of the game, they still fell short with the final score of 5-4. The girls will play their next game Saturday afternoon against the Woburn Tanners at the Ice Palace at 4 p.m. On to the boys' side of things. The Red Devils basketball team had an impressive win over their rival, the Woburn Tanners, on Tuesday night. Head coach Phil Connors says he is very pleased with the team, and the game plan was to stay in front of the Woburn defensively. The Burlington Red Devils will be taking on the Wilmington Wildcats on Friday night at 7 p.m. in Wilmington. The Wildcats are currently 1-1 on the season. That's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Dave Corbett. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Dave. Another week, another photo to highlight. This week, we have some holiday cheer from a Burlington family attending an area celebration. It was sent in by Kathy Johnson and shows her with 3-year-old Colton and 8-month-old Kinsley at the Mystic Valley Early Interventions Winter Celebration, posing with a snowman. The organization serves families in Arlington, Burlington, Lexington, Wilmington, Winchester, and Woburn, and holds the annual celebration featuring arts and crafts, sing-along songs, bubbles, blocks, photos, snacks, and sensory activities for children and their families. Thanks for the photo, Kathy. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or even photos of your family members and pets. And of course, any holiday photos you take. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line, Photo of the Week. Well, that's it for this week's edition of BNEWS Weekly. I'm Linda McNamee. Have a safe and happy holiday season, and I'll see you around town. Good night.